Hello farmers and welcome back to Western Australia where the sugarcane field is complete. Well, at least in the planting process of it anyways. I think I had to refill the planter like 3 times and maybe the last load was like a half. I do got some seed left in there, so I'll have to empty that out and return that. Of course, I went over the 1 hour of leasing time, so I had to pay, I think it was pretty close to $2,600 for going over the hour on the leasing fee. Also, in the meantime, though, some fertilizing contracts kept coming up. So the money is pretty much right where we left off, I would think, before I started seeding the sugarcane field. So overall, not too bad. I mean, a lot of money went into seed, but then again, sugarcane, that crop should regrow for another 2 seasons after this without having to replant. Currently, of course, I'm in the grass field, as you can see, picking up the hay bales that we made a few episodes ago, getting them off the grass field so I can go ahead and start spreading some fertilizer, and then we'll start putting down some lime. The evening hours are coming. I was advancing throughout the day trying to get some more contracts to show up, and currently not a whole lot. So that's kind of depressing a little bit, trying to get some fertilizing contracts, get that money in, because yeah, I think the money is going to be a lot tighter this year than I originally planned on it being. But that's okay. That's part of the challenge. I kind of like that. So not everything's always going to go to plan, as one would hope. But I think we'll be, for the most part, we're going to be okay. But we're not going to be able to expand as well as I would hope. Let's go ahead now with all the bales off the field. Actually, you know what I should do? Because I don't want to forget about it. Actually, you know what? Let's get the Massey Ferguson off the field. Yeah, so you can see our sugar cane right there, all set. Can't wait to see it start growing next month. Let me grab our soil sampler. I actually just saw a video put out by Giants about ground deformation in FS25. So, yeah, when we start driving through the fields like this, the tractors and implements are going to start leaving some tire marks behind. So I look forward to seeing more of that. Yeah, their farm con, as I'm recording this, is currently just basically starting. So information is getting leaked out more and more of what they're showing. So if I do get some really juicy information, I may put a video out on that later on. Don't know when, and I don't know if I will, but see what kind of footage we can get. Anywho, Massey Ferguson out of the way. Soil sampler, I can put that away. I'll leave the plow on for now in case any plowing contracts come up. I doubt it because we're in the beginning of planting season. So speaking of planting, there's a planter that we leased. Let's go ahead and unload. Ooh, can I not unload? Do I have to have it folded up to unload the seed that's in here? That's a lot of seed. It's not even saying I can't unload, so let me fold it up. I mean, we're talking over $5,000 in seed, so I cannot unload the seed at all. Oh, I thought I was going to be able to unload it. Well, that kind of sucks. It's not even saying I can't unload here. It's just not even giving me the option. Well, not much I can do about that. Let's go ahead and we will return that. I wonder if I'll get some money back on the seed. I don't think you do when you do that. No. Well, that's $5,000 worth of seed just out the window. I know some are going to say, you know, refund yourself on the seed. I mean, I could, but for now, we're just going to go ahead and leave it as is. All right, we'll leave that there. All right, let's go ahead and jump into 6230 and at least get the fertilizer on the field. And then I may skip through the night and put the lime down the following morning. At least let's get the fertilizer in. Make sure I'm on the widest working width, which we are. Get that started on up, and it shouldn't take us too long. I will go over the sugarcane field as well, but as far as I could see, that was pretty well fertilized. Don't know who planted the cotton in the field when we plowed it on up, but I think they got most of it, actually. I think we might be just a little bit low in some areas. And of course, the grass field definitely needs it after we mowed the grass not long ago. We'll continue to make silage bales for the most part with the grass field, but we will keep on making a little bit of hay as well to start stockpiling up for our sheep. Right now we got 40 sheep, and that is not even 10% of what that pasture can hold. So we got to make sure that we get a good stockpile of hay for the future. The sheep are in the reproduction stage. I think they're like almost halfway through of reproduction, so in about 3 months or maybe 4 months from now, we should have double the amount of sheep that we currently have. They're not actually going through that much hay, but I'd rather have it than not have it. You know, running out in the middle of winter would really, really suck. Yeah, I think I only got time to really fertilize the fields today because I was advancing time for contracts. I even tried the old trick once because no contracts have come up since early in the morning. So I tried saving the game, exiting the game, loading back in, and sometimes you would get a whole bunch of contracts come up and nada, zilch, none. So the game's like, no, we're not going to give any contracts. Yeah, I did see the comment of someone saying that maybe we jumped the gun a little bit on the sugar cane, but really we need to get that up and going just to get our productions up and going and you know, start making some money, because if I am going to stop doing contracts by December, end of December, the farm's got to start making some money on its own. I mean, we've been doing so with the silage bales and a little bit from the greenhouses and a little bit from the strawberry and apple juice, but we really need to bump up the production of all that. So actually now we can just scooch straight across here and start doing the sugar cane. Now probably, I don't know if it's going to help out too much, but we'll throw on some lights here. No side lights on the 6230. No, it does not look like it. The field's not as well fertilized as I thought it was. So you can see in the upper left-hand corner the current state of the field and where the fertilizer needs to be at. But we'll take care of it right now. We definitely want as much sugar cane as possible. So we do need these sugar production at some point, and that's going to cost me 100 grand. Looking at the bank will allow me to borrow over $500,000 more, but we do have 2 current loans at $300,000 apiece. So yeah, the monthly payments are going to get up there quite a bit if I take out another $500,000 loan. I think currently we're going to be paying, is it $5,000 per month per loan, meaning $10,000, or is it $10,000 per loan per month, meaning $20,000 currently that we'll have to pay? Well, we're going to find out soon, because once we get this all taken care of, I'll be sleeping through the night. We'll see how much money we lose overnight. And definitely hope that a whole bunch of fertilizing contracts come up. I'll take them as fast as they can, you know, they come in and I can do them. Because, yeah, the more contracts I do, the more money we bring in. I can pay off a loan. Yeah, it's just a whole bunch of snowballing effects financially, of course, with that. So, yeah, this is going to probably take me like another 5 minutes or so to get this field or fields fertilized. And by the looks of things, I'm not going through that much fertilizer currently, so hopefully I can get it all done without having to top off. Yeah, see, on this side of the field, we don't need that much fertilizer compared to the other side. Well, right there I need a whole bunch of fertilizer, apparently. Not quite sure how they fertilize the field, but we'll get it all taken care of. When the sun decides to go down, it decides to go down, and it's going down pretty quick. Just about done here, and yeah, got more than enough fertilizer to get this all finished. Thing is, I'm going to have to empty this out first thing in the morning, because I do plan on spreading the lime as first thing in the morning. Well, unless fertilizing contracts come up, but then of course I can go ahead and do those. Those would be more important. But these fields will be limed by the end of next month. And with precision farming, you can lime all the way up until harvest time, if need be. Getting kind of hard to see where I've been and have not been. I think I also saw something for FS25 where they were saying it's going to be harder to work at night as well. It's not going to be as bright, mostly at night. So, like I said, a whole bunch of information should be coming out. Well, by the time you see this video, FarmCon is over, I think. So, you may have seen information on other people's channels as well. So you kind of know what I'm talking about, possibly. I don't need the working with that wide, but I don't think with precision farming I'm using as much fertilizer. Get that corner there. Alright, we can turn that off, and I think I'm all set. Oh, no, we got a little section of the grass field here. And someone did ask about the sheep pasture. So, the expandable pasture that we put down, they were wondering if the grass is still going to grow there, and the answer appears to be yes. So we'll come on over here and I'll show you, because it took fertilizer. But you can kind of see the texture difference of the original sheep pasture. It's kind of like a lighter green, and where I fertilize is a darker green. So I think the grass is going to grow over here, even though the sheep do roam. As for the grazing mod, 'cause I should have that enabled, but the sheep, I don't think are going to take any grass from the field because we got enough hay in there for them. I don't think the grazing mod only applies to where the original pen is. I don't think it includes the expandable pasture mod that we put down. What the heck just happened here? My forks went into the ground, apparently. Alright, can we fix that problem, please? Okay. I don't think I've had that ever happen. Are we out? Alright, we're out. Alright, let's go ahead and take care of that. Crisis diverted. Alright, we'll go ahead and park this up right here. Lights out. We're all good. Production buildings should be doing what they're doing. The animals, I'm pretty sure the sheep are more than fine, right? Yeah, 6,500 liters per daily food. So they got about 9 months worth of food currently. We got the one ram, and you can see reproduction rate. They're at 60%. I should double check on contracts. Nothing currently. The sale page, I probably shouldn't look too much at because I do need to save my money. But nothing here that we're looking at. Oh yeah, so the forage wagon. I did test that out because we're going to be using the forage wagon and the cutter in the sugarcane field. And that cutter will attach to any forage harvester. Sorry, I said forage wagon, probably. Forage harvester. The one thing is, the header does require 750 horsepower. So, I mean, you can use, like, I think the Claas, which one is it here? That's the smallest one in-game. Forage harvesters. The Jaguar. So that's 626 horsepower. That will run that header, but not at max speed. In the future, we'll probably end up getting this John Deere right here because the horsepower requirement, and plus a lot of people want to see some bigger John Deere equipment on my farms because I don't apparently use them enough. We're going to wake up at 5 because that's the earliest we can wake up. I mean, I could just speed through the night, but we'll sleep through the night and see if any contracts come up first thing in the morning. That's the first thing I'm going to check. Actually, loans. All right, so we didn't lose that much in loans. Sowing, 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 sowing. Weeding, 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 weeding. Well, I mean, I don't really have any of this equipment to do any of this. Weeding, do I really want to do it? It's going to charge me... I'll get paid $10,000 if I use my own equipment. Not sure I really want to be doing weeding because that will take a while. Not sure if it's worth the money. Although the money I do need. I'd rather do fertilizing contracts. So well, before I speed up some time, I need to stop looking here. Ooh, but this cannot do see and spray weeding. No, it cannot. I just want to be sure on that because that is a really good price. $21,000. If it had see and spray, then I might be somewhat interested into it. Fast forward time here. weeding and sowing contracts. The sowing contracts will slowly disappear, and hopefully fertilizing contracts will start to appear. Maybe not first thing, but they will eventually. All right, let me slow down time here. So $10,000 per month right now is our loan interest payments, which is not too bad. We can manage that, I think. But yeah, if I'm not going to be bringing a whole bunch more money in, that's only I only got 8 months worth of money to handle that. So those fertilizing contracts better come in. Oh, I'm going to spend a whole bunch of money here today because we're going to be using a whole bunch of lime, I'm sure. All right, let me just back up. And we'll plop them right here, I hope. There we go. Oh, not enough space. There we go. That's all the fertilizer on out. Let me sneak into here and I'll start filling up with, we got some lime over here. Not a whole lot, but it's there. And I've already paid for it. And I got more pallets right over here from the previous time. See if I can get all three without having to move. Well, it's only going to fill one at a time, but... So the grass field probably won't take too much lime, but the sugarcane field will take a whole bunch, I'm sure. Luckily, lime is cheap, but I'm pretty sure 10,000 liters, which this can hold, is not going to be enough to get all this done. Alright, cover that up. And get our grass field and sugarcane field to the best that it can be. Nice wide working width for lime. So it'll probably take me the same amount of length to go ahead and get this done of time. So I mean, same working width, same working speed. Is this lime and not fertilizer? Now, unfortunately, like I said, you know, we're going to be making more silage bales off this field, but the best time to sell silage in Australia is June/July, which just happened a few months ago. So I got almost a full year to get to that time to sell some silage bales. I mean, I guess if worse comes to worse and I really need the cash, you got to do what you got to do. We can sell the silage bales to bring in some money. But, you know, the price is dropping as we speak. It won't start going back up until after the new year, December/January. So hopefully we can keep them all the way until next summer. I do want to keep some silage bales if I start making some TMR for the cows, which we don't have yet. I mean, I'm starting to wonder, do I really need cows, though? The only reason why I wanted to have cows here was for the solid manure, not to fertilize the field with. It was to go ahead and make the compost for our orchards and our greenhouses. But it seems like our organic waste from the production buildings might be enough to keep making some compost. And if worse comes to worse, I could always take like straw that I'm going to get off our fields eventually, and other material like that. I can also make compost with that as well. So maybe we don't have the cows. I'll still put down the same sugar plant to make sugar, and I can take the byproduct of molasses and I forgot what the other byproduct of that sugar plant is, but I can just go ahead and sell that directly and make some more money off of our sugar cane that way. Speaking of sugar cane, we can see that it has germinated and grown, and I can also see that we are just about out of that 10,000 liters of lime that we started with. Should not destroy crop with sugarcane in the first growth stage. Nope, just wanted to be sure. Yep, we're all good there. But this is going to be a little bit expensive trying to get all this done with lime. But like I said, we got to do what we got to do. So there's Not even one full headland of the 2 fields, and 10,000 liters of lime out the window or out the back of the spreader. Yeah, I really need all these other NPC farmers' fields to get planted and fertilizing contracts to come up. Those will help us greatly. I am thinking, though, I've been kind of figuring out the design of the farm. The grass field originally, of course, was to make silage bales, make money, but it's also going to be for our future of, putting down buildings and such. I think the sugar factory, as I run into some trees here because I'm looking behind me, the sugar factory is actually going to go over by the grain mill. I figure if one factory is over there, even though we don't own it, we'll probably put ours over there as well. The sugarcane field is right there, so don't have to travel too far to deliver it. And then it's not going to matter because the sugar should be automatically distributed over to our production building that's here. And I realize I know I just said all of our production buildings will be in one spot, but excluding our greenhouse, our orchard, and our juice factory. I don't know if I should call it juice factory because it's going to be making more than juice in the future. So let's go ahead and get this lime put into this field, or fields. And then we can look at some more contracts, see what's come up. And if those contracts are still there, well then maybe we'll start doing some weeding contracts because I have nothing else to do in my own fields. Our canola field won't be ready for harvest until I think December? Possibly, and of course our grass field's a couple months off, and our sugarcane field is months off as well. So start taking some contracts. Doesn't matter what they are, bring in some cash because every little dollar will help. So overall, really not that bad financially and how much money I just spent on lime to get these fields taken care of. So that's not going to hurt us too much. But then again, of course, we are going to benefit from a better yield off the fields, of course. I do want to compare it a little bit with not being limed and limed in our sugarcane field. I think I got a good enough spot to where we can see where I limed, what the expected yield is going to be, and where I have not limed. And we can kind of compare how much better the yield will be. I think it's going to add maybe like 5 or 6%, maybe. Does that seem about right? We're about to find out. Not going to get that little spot there. Sensors can't detect that. There's no lime there, but good enough. And this grass field will be ready in 2 more months. So December is where we'll cut it. Alright, so before I really get the sugarcane field completed here, let's pause it right here for a moment. So expected yield here is 132% in loam. And are we still on loam? Yes, we're still on loam, and it goes up to 142%. So it increases it by 10%. I mean, but we are going from very bad to perfect conditions for lime for the soil type. So 10%, a lot better than I thought it was. A little bit different than the base game on how liming and fertilizing and all that kind of stuff increases yields and so on and so forth. Kind of hope I got enough lime to get what we have left done. But if it's not, definitely not going to refill it all the way because I don't want tons of lime pallets hanging around the farm. Ideally, I would like to have the Breedle spreader, but financially does not make, it's not a good choice currently. Maybe we'll get lucky and find one on sale at some point. I think I'm going to be just short on lime. The way it's going through it, I think I'm going to be just short on it. Like I said, I don't think I have to worry about the working width on precision farming. I think it's only going to use as much as needed. But I will reduce it in case it does matter. Alright, got 1,000 liters left. Come on. Yeah, I should be able to make it, I guess. Alright, that's actually almost perfect. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Let's go ahead and turn that off. We'll just double check on the page and make sure I didn't miss any spots. Let's zoom out here. We don't need to be zoomed in that much. There we go. Soil type, pH value. Looking pretty good. Boy, that looks kind of weird. I bet you it's soil sampling. The soil sample is almost out of date. That's why it's, the color is a little bit different. But I think we're all set. While we're here on this page, kind of, let's go to here. Oh, fertilizing contracts. Oh, goody. 53,000, accept. 25,000, accept. And we'll accept this one as well. I would even take on the weeding contracts, but I can only take on 3 contracts at a time. I don't have the mod that allows me to do that. Or else I would take them all. But if I slow down time to ×1, hopefully those contracts don't go anywhere. But those contracts alone is going to pay us 50, 70, 90. Alright, so 100,000 I'll get paid out, but I'll probably spend like 25,000 in fertilizer. So I mean 75,000, that's more than what I got currently. So we could double that up. And maybe I should take that money that I earn. I thought about, well, I could put down the sugar factory, but why put down the sugar factory and take up some of the grass field when I can cut the grass in a couple months? Yeah, we're not talking about, you know, a big area that's going to cover. But any little bit of grass is a little bit of grass. Alright, let's top this off with the fertilizer. With all those contracts, I will probably have to come back and refill at some point. And speaking of refill, let's get ourselves some diesel into our tractor. Which field? Well, 19 and 20 seem to be about the same size. At least that's what they're paying. Where is 19? There's 19. And 20 is over here. Let's come over to field 20. We'll do that one. I'll do the smaller ones first so I can, you know, it'll be quicker to get the smaller ones done first. Of course, get paid on them, then I can accept the other contracts before they disappear. It does seem like sugar beet is a popular crop here in Western Australia. Did everyone plant sugar beet? I mean, sugar beet, sugar beet, sugar beet, soybean, soybean, canola, canola, and a whole bunch of oats over there. Alright, so go down across the river and then scooch over one field. Alright, I think I got it. So a good month in contracts would help us out greatly. And I'm trying to figure out about probably waiting until the last minute on either buying the forage harvester or maybe one will come up for sale. I mean, if we can get one for 50% off on a harvester, that's a huge chunk. When you're talking like a weeder and you get 50% off, let's just say a weeder costs $50,000 depending on what model you're getting. 50% off, yeah, it's a great deal, but you're saving $25,000. When you're talking a harvester that costs $500,000, now you're saving $250,000. So half off on something is worth more than half off on something else, if that makes any sense. Okay, through the river, and then go across one field. I will try not to drive in another farmer's field. All the way around. It's going to be kind of fun in FS25 seeing as you drive through the soil where you're going to, the ground's going to deform and leave your tire tracks. And depending on the weight of the vehicle, the deeper it's going to go. Look forward to that. Alright, so this field here, I am on the widest working with, right? No, we're not. So even a field this size, when I say the smallest field, is still a pretty darn big field to get done. So big, I'm just going to set cruise control and just enjoy fertilizing someone else's field for the next few hours, it seems like. Got enough contracts to go around, but yeah, I think all the money we're going to bring in, of course, is going to... Yeah, I may even pay off one of the loans. That way we'll save money on interest, of course. And by getting rid of one loan, well, that should allow me to borrow more money when needed. And that way I won't lose as much money at midnight either, having 2 loan payments. Because it's not going to be long in the future where I'm going to need 3. Well, I'll need another loan. I don't have enough money to, when it comes time to harvest the canola. Although that's not going to be too expensive because I'm probably going to use the same setup as I did last time on the John Deere harvester and header. Probably just use that setup there, and that worked out rather well. And we actually made out pretty good on the crop. And now that the field is in pretty darn good condition, because we got it fertilized and limed to where it needs to be, yeah, we should be doing pretty darn good. So already 10% done in this field, but yeah, as I said, it's a pretty big field, but we got a pretty wide working width. So I'm going to be doing these fertilizing contracts. I may even do the weeding contracts in between episodes. And hopefully by the beginning of the next episode, who knows what my money total is going to be up to. Maybe 100 and... Well, it's supposed to be 100, but maybe 150,000. Can I get up to 150,000? That'd be great. Not enough to pay off one of the loans, but, throw some money at it and knock it down by quite a bit. So I realized a lot of fertilizing and lime spreading today, but that is where we're at currently. The harvest season is not that far from us. A couple more months and the canola will be harvested, and we can start preparing for the sugarcane in the future. Like I said, the sugar plant will be going down, so we can start making some sugar. We gotta buy the other orchards, get those up and running so we can start. You know, maybe I should put those down. Well, we'll have to put them down this month because it is springtime, and what we can do is get the orchards put down and start piling up like the plums and the apricots, and there's another one, but I can't quite remember what it is. Start piling that stuff up in the juice production building, so that way when we start making sugar later on in the year, we can start making those juices. So yeah, I think maybe with the contract money that we get here today in between episodes, next episode we'll get down like the other 3 orchards, which means I got to put some compost into them, and probably I'll have to go buy fertilizer, vegetable, is it vegetable fruit fertilizer? That's what I want to call it. That's what I think it's called. I'll have to go buy some at the store, but that stuff does go quite a long ways. So yeah, let's get some orchards down next episode, and maybe I don't. If the greenhouse is only 10,000, I may get a second greenhouse as well, because once I start spending money, I probably won't be able to stop. But we'll see how much money we have at the beginning of next episode, and then we can determine how much to spend. But anyways, if you made it this far in the video and you like what you saw, don't forget to give my video a thumbs up if you could, if you would like to. Helps out the channel more than you know, and if you haven't already and you're thinking about doing so, please do subscribe as well for more content like this. But that is where I'm going to wrap it up for today. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always, and I'll catch you again right here in Western Australia. But until then, have a good one.